Welcome to RC Thornton & Associates, a Phoenix-based CPA firm whose mission it is to help their clients achieve financial success. This is part of a series of career development insights for the professional interested in advancing their career. We caught up with a group of CPA professionals at various stages of their career who asked a few questions about how they can make their career better. Stay tuned at the end to find out how to contact Chuck. We're here today with Chuck Thornton of RC Thornton & Associates. Chuck, thanks for coming in. We're going to talk today about how does your training work. Whether you're a new professional, a growing professional, or a seasoned professional, what thoughts do you have about any candidate who applies at any firm concerning training?
I think the issue is that everyone has training. Every CPA firm, every business has training, as a matter of fact. Just ask them during the interview and they'll always say yes. However, the training could be different. It could be very simple. Here's your desk, here's a file, someone will come and help you out for a few hours, all the way to a very structured approach where they have different type of things they talk about, and there's a time period and there's assigned mentors. Maybe one or the other is appropriate for you. That's for you, the person who's doing the interview, to basically find out. So when you're interviewing and someone says, yes, we have the training program, you want to peel back the onion skin, and you basically want to ask questions about the training program, how long it's going to last, and what kind of things are included in the training program, so you have a good feel for whether that program is going to fit your situation or not.
Okay, so let's see. How does that work at RC Thornton & Associates?
What we do is we're more on this extreme over here that I was talking about, and that is it's a more of a structured approach. We do have a series of modules, and what we do is each module is a topic on things that we think are relevant to the firm. You're assigned a mentor for the topics. It may not be the same mentor each time, and we have a list that we go through to make sure that we cover each of these items. You can kind of sense a CPA firm style in this. And then what we do is we track it to make sure that we actually do the monitoring on each of those items. It can take anywhere from 2 months to 6 months to complete all that. Not that we're doing training solidly for 2 to 6 months. There's a lot of work that's in there in the process, but we make sure we skew that work towards the modules that you're working on.
Well, Chuck, I have been in the profession for about 5 years now, and I would definitely like some additional training. So how do you make sure that it happens at your firm?
So, you've been told that there's all this type of training that happens. The question is how do you know it's going to happen? What is the process? And there's a little bit of an internal control that goes with this. We keep a program scheduled as to what the topics are. We have our target dates when that's actually supposed to be happening. And then what happens is those modules upon completion get signed off. You keep a workbook of all these different modules that you do. And then on Friday, the mentors for that week meet and visit about your particular situation. And Monday, we give you a debriefing. So we don't say just because we're too busy, we can't do the training. We make the training work.
Now, Chuck, as someone who's about 10 years into my career, I can see how this is different than a lot of other firms. How would I get started at RC Thornton & Associates?
The starting is somewhat similar to what we're talking about, the quick start. You literally come in the very first day. You will start pretty much about 1 o'clock, and we will have these things scheduled in your calendar for the first 2 weeks already there. You'll be kind of impressed that you already have a calendar set up for yourself. And we have our orientation with the whole group that's going to do the mentoring. And then what we do is we meet and we get you started and we monitor through the whole time.
So I'm about halfway through my career, and I think a lot about the future. After I've started my training at your firm, what happens to my training in the future?
The training takes a while, as we talked about. You may go as much as 6 months, depending on the skill set of the person who came in. Someone like you probably would use less modules, frankly. After you've been in the firm for about a 2-year period of time, you're invited to participate in a Quantum Leap program. And a Quantum Leap program works on the belief that what you can do is you can do something much quicker if you have an approach that you have designed. In this case, you participate in the design. In fact, you're the author of the design. And we document what that plan's going to be, and we follow through. We determine the funds, we skew experiences to you, and we've had different people do masters in taxation, valuation certificates, a variety of different topics that they've gone after.
I just graduated, and I'm curious how many modules you have in your training.
Well, I would imagine, being new, you might think these modules sound pretty extensive. I said 60 to 110. It's more like 59. I think it's 108 if I recall the number on it. You probably being new would be probably doing 108 of the modules. You would probably be doing it over 6 months. Now, you're not doing it nonstop. You're doing client work at the same time, but we're skewing the client work with those modules that you're doing. So we're trying to give you the experience that goes along with that training.
Chuck, I've been doing this for a while, and what I hear you saying is in 4 years at another firm, you can learn what you can learn at your firm in about 2 years. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're big believers that people can actually accelerate their learning much faster than just by osmosis, by just letting your work experiences be the driver of your learning experiences. If you kind of consider, if anyone's ever talked to someone who at one time was a jet fighter pilot, for instance, in the Air Force, at age 21, they got out of college, they took training from flying, and within 2 years they're flying a jet aircraft. At age 23, well, why can't we as accountants accelerate our learning in a fashion such that we can learn a lot more too in that short period of time? So by using the techniques that we're talking about and having the programs, we're big believers that you can actually do a lot more in a shorter period of time.
Chuck, then why is training so important at R.C. Thornton and Associates?
That's a good question. Why would we do it? For a variety of reasons. Actually, it makes a much more enjoyable firm because what happens is everyone's kind of on the same page. New people coming in don't have to do the work a different way because another person before them did it a different way than the current person does. We've all been through this in our careers in CPAs. We're all doing work consistently in the same processes. People learn quicker, we work better, smoother. The result of that is we can work less hours to get the same work done. That means we don't have to work as many hours. It also means it's more profitable for us because we have less turnover. Less turnover means the same thing, better results. Quite frankly, if our model in our firm was a high turnover firm, we couldn't offer these kind of training programs. It has to be a slower, lower turnover in order for us to do the training. And that's exactly what works at our firm.
So training is important not only at R.C. Thornton and Associates, it's really important in the CPA's career. Thanks so much for being with us today, Chuck. We appreciate your sharing your thoughts.
Okay, thank you.